is that time that we need to get off our duffs and let the people know that we're here.
The people can wait.
You think? You think
Thank you,
they'd
Prince. Yes,
you think
baby.
they
And
like knowing that you think we can wait? We can make them wait.
Yes.
well, ramen's
I,
worth waiting for.
oh! Wait, what happened to you? Where's Dar? Who are you and what have you done with him?
Right here. He's right here. This is the stressed out version of me.
Oh.
Well,
Why are
we
you
are
stressed out?
live.
What's happening? Oh, good morning.
That's a hell of a way to greet our audience, huh?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, ahoy, all
It's
ye
it's always
landlubbers,
I'm
fun.
seafarers
trying to.
alike.
I I love catching Robin by surprise sometimes.
I don't like that so much. I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler ramen here, guys. Come on, give me some credit. This year it'll be
Yeah,
different.
well, yeah, I'm sure it'll be different this time.
Yeah,
So
I say it every year.
got a question for you guys before we
Uh-oh.
start on
Yes.
this other stuff. Ant
You
Man
didn't
and the
say there would be
Wasp.
a test.
Ant Man and the Wasp was a quantum universe or
Quantum
whatever
Quantum
that
madness.
is.
quadrophenia? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quantum
it
femia.
opens tonight. How many people
Quantumania.
are y'all planning on going to go see it?
Depends on my
No?
kids. They maybe see the last one. We didn't see the first one. We saw this past. I don't know
Well,
what the fuck. We saw one of them.
Well, I saw Ant Man.
Go ahead.
I've seen Ant Man, and then I went and saw Ant Man and the Wasp.
That's the one we
Uh,
saw.
so uh, I'm I may just wait for this to come straight to DVD or come to morning Sean, come show
Morning.
for it to come to video where I can digital at least where I can get it because I really don't feel like fighting the crowd. Well, I don't know if even there's going to be crowds at the movie theaters,
Nah.
but this isn't a movie that interests the wife, so I doubt if I could talk her to
Ooh.
go see it.
well, here's the deal, okay? Whenever a new movie, especially if it's going to be a big movie, opens, I never go see it during the opening weekend. I always wait a week.
Same.
That's our rule.
Oh, Raman, I
So
forgot to ask you, what's your reaction to my background art today?
I am not in. Hold on. Hold on. I'm like so far behind this morning.
Oh, morning, Sean.
Okay. Okay. This is interesting. Do you
That's
know the
straight
artist or?
straight from the 70s.
yep, that's right out of the 70s. Reminds me of
70s
that.
doodle art.
Okay, it looks 70s. I was just wondering.
Remember that movie, Me
Okay.
and My Arrow?
No,
That was so huge.
No,
Man,
me and
yeah.
my
So
arrow.
I've never
yeah, Me
heard of
and My
it.
Arrow. Yeah, the theme song went "Me and My Arrow, straighter than narrow." It was a big deal during the 70s. It was like everybody had to watch it.
No,
Hell, that
Absolutely.
obviously
funky
I've never
kind of
not.
heard of that
artwork.
shit.
Um, all I could say now, if I was to watch it now, um, just
Eh,
say watching that, you really don't need any like artificial help. It's kind of like watching an acid trip on TV or something.
Probably why I put it. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah.
It is about okay. I'm looking at this and it looks weird. I
What
Probably
are you
mean
weirder
looking
it.
at that
than
looks weird?
Tommy.
I mean it
Now,
really.
don't badmouth Tommy.
I love Tommy. I'm just saying it's
I mean this
a
really
little.
looks strange.
Oh my god, that looks like a kid's cartoon. That is so cute.
Yeah.
From the animated movie The Point.
Yep. That would be it.
Okay, Yeah, that's definitely oddball.
Yeah, that song,
It's
Me and My
precious.
Arrow, that was huge.
Oblio, Oblio. All right.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's
I mean,
talk
well,
about what we came here for.
that's definitely got the '70s vibe to it.
Yes, it does.
So, all right. So, and fortunately, Dar being the see, I've got to rely, with my memory, I rely on internet lists. Well, Dar brought up a couple of movies that weren't on, or a couple of TV
TV
shows that weren't
shows.
on the internet list.
Hmm.
And one of them, I've got no idea why. The other one, I do understand. I have a feeling I know why they didn't put it on the list. But we shall. All right. Now, these are in no
Okay.
particular order. And they're not in favorite or least favorite or anything else. They're no particular order.
Mom, will you cut my hair?
Come here.
Lee Majors and the Bionic Man.
Yes. The $6 million man, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, the jokes that TV series has produced are some of the most quality jokes on the face of this planet.
Sean, I missed that when you first put it up.
What's that?
Did you see his comment?
I did not.
The characters from that cartoon, they look like butt plugs with legs.
They do. They do indeed. I like that.
What?
See, and that is just part of the reason why we have such a quality audience. Sean
Ah,
is part of that quality.
uh, what I've liked about Lee Majors in doing this show, though, and of course we all know Lee Majors got his start in the Big Valley, the old western.
I never watched that. I
Yeah, he
wasn't even
was in the
on.
Big Valley with Barbara Stanwyck and all them.
Yeah, he was the bastard child.
He was.
Literally, he was the
Oh,
bastard child.
Yes, he was. That was his role in the Big Valley.
But
And
he's managed to keep his stuff. He manages to like the in the movie Grinch. I think no, is it Grinch?
he wasn't in the
Where
Grinch.
he were
Was he
not
in the Grinch?
he uh, parlays his action role into going in to save Santa Claus. The Bill Murray,
Okay.
the Bill Murray remake of the night before
Scrooge.
Chris or Scrooged.
yep,
He
Oh, okay.
parodies it. He's willing to parody himself.
The most recent thing I think I've seen him in is Ash versus the Evil Dead, and he plays Ash's dad.
yes, he does.
He was really
Oh,
good. He was
really?
really good.
Yes,
Uh
and
huh.
that was good.
The whole series was good.
It
Sorry,
was.
I just liked it.
You know, actually, I will say that was an excellent series.
It was.
Um, I
See,
really enjoyed it.
I am not an Ash fan,
hmm
so I've never watched any of the. I mean, I watched part of the first show, and that was the first movie. Got bored
hmm
with it and shut it off.
Okay. You could
Yeah,
skip
see,
the
that's
second one
where
because it's
you're.
basically the second one's basically the first one kind of remade.
It
Right.
is.
But what was that? The third one? I can't remember the name of it. Where he faces like he goes back in time and faces a whole undead army and stuff, and it was
Yeah,
really funny.
that was so good. That
It
has
was good.
something for everybody in it. He busts out of the station wagon. He has the chainsaw arm and all that.
hmm
Yeah,
If you could
that
go see
movie.
the third one, and then watch the series. The series is a lot better than the movies because you don't really need to
Yes.
catch up on stuff.
Yeah, you can watch the series without having seen a single one of the movies.
I mean, you already know there's a Necronomicon, so you're set. That's all you really
Yeah.
need.
Okay.
But I will say that the series was actually very well worth watching.
It was really high quality too. It was just fun. It was so much fun.
Well,
Yeah, and
I'm glad that y'all enjoy those series.
oh, totally enjoyed it. So
Wow.
anyway, so let's
I
talk about
it's got your two brain cells actively working and possibly even in conjunction.
oh, I feel seen. Yes, I did catch exactly what you were saying there, old man. You old bastard. Yeah, well.
Uh,
Made me sad.
okay, but yeah, Lee Majors actually deserve. He's had good roles and such, but I think he
Mhm.
really did deserve a better career than what he ended up with.
Most definitely.
But but then again, he
Most
was
definitely.
married to Farrah Fawcett for a while.
Yeah, he was.
So okay.
So let's talk about the $6 million man.
Oh, okay. We'll go back up to $6 million man. Ah,
Let's talk about it because you know there were so many firsts in that movie or in that TV series, right?
Mhm.
And not only that, so like who was it? Richard Kyle played Sasquatch in that episode,
yeah.
and you know that tunnel they were in and all that. You know the actors had a hard time running through that tunnel, standing up and all. So I mean, I think that was shot at like Disneyland, and then see, I'm trying to remember some of the other stuff about that $6 million man series. That
I always liked the music that they played whenever he was getting ready to
yeah,
activate his one of his bionic specialties.
yeah, and with the eyeball and all that.
You know, and the slow mo running. Because of
Yeah.
course he's running so fast, they have to play it in slow mo so you can see it.
Uh-huh.
Well, they used practical effects to um, in such a way that a lot of that stuff hadn't been tried yet. And a lot of that practical effects were later refined and everything for movies such as The Matrix and things of that nature.
Right. Let's just compare, the way they had his slow mo running versus the 1980s Flash TV series.
Yes.
Okay, because the just the way that they showed his massive amounts of speed that he could run at. $6 million man, they did it showing him in slow mo, but in the Flash TV series, again, I'm going to the 80s so that the technology hadn't advanced. There's a time compression there as far as technological advancement, but they did that more CGI, where they showed
Yep.
everything being sped past him and his legs being a blur. So opposite ends of the spectrum to show the same effect, or to show this to indicate the same
Crap, it's
action.
chilly.
But yeah, and one thing we got to say about the TV shows in the 1970s, while they were a lot, $6 million man and such, they did advance what we would call a woke agenda today. They're so family friendly and so subtle about it that it never offended. It never got offensive.
No, they see. This is another thing where they didn't preach at you, but there were hints and references to um, social issues of the time, though.
Right,
But they didn't beat you over the head with it.
right, and they were so very, very subtle with it.
Yeah.
And $6 Million Man was no different. But then I remember what also in the 70s. That's where the transhumanism was first starting.
Yeah.
Talking about cyborgs. Was getting it's starting to really come to the public forefront. Artificial limbs and what can be done with the artificial limbs, artificial hearts. Because one artificial heart, when was the artificial heart actually implanted?
It wasn't until later, like it was in the 80s. Yeah, but they were starting to do experiments at the time.
Okay, 1982 is when the first artificial heart was implanted.
Yeah. Didn't that guy die like a year or two later?
I don't know. But yeah, that's December 2nd, 1982. So in the 1970s, I mean, this was, the everything was on the drawing board. It was being actively worked on. And, I guess shows like the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman were trying to bring people into the
Yeah, get
idea of
him
it.
to feel more comfortable with it.
Right.
Lindsay Wagner. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of really good episodes of this
So you starting to
this
sense
show.
a theme here with me and these older TV shows?
Okay. Now here's one you brought up that wasn't on my list. Beretta.
Beretta. Don't do the crime unless you can do the time. Just stay on the straight and narrow.
And what was the
Yeah,
bird's
that
name
theme song.
again?
Fred, the cockatoo.
Fred.
Remember Huggy Bear was in that show?
Oh yes, Huggy Bear. Who can
Antonio
forget?
Vargas.
Who can forget Huggy Bear?
Yeah.
This was that detective that nobody couldn't get along with nobody, but he always got his man through using
Yes.
the dirty tricks of the streets. And the thing about it is half the stuff he did in his show, if they tried to do it today, he'd be kicked off the police force for doing.
Most definitely.
His more hands-on way of talking to people, of getting his information. But yeah. And I tell you, like this is one of the shows that wasn't on my list, and I think it was sort of intentionally left off the list where I drew all these names from because of the Robert Blake trial.
Yeah, where he
Yeah.
was charged with killing his wife.
Right? Did he or didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
But then we all know where Robert Blake got his start.
Yeah, Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. He's one of the true child actors of the 50s,
50s.
60s. No, of the no, so 40s. But yeah, the Little Rascals. He was one of them,
Yes, he was.
and that accent of his, that was straight New York accent.
Yeah, it was very much like a Brooklyn accent, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn, Bronx, something like that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
who couldn't?
And
He went
here's
on
the
later.
next.
He did some movies.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember too much with him in it after he did.
Yeah, he did some movies and stuff.
Let's see here. Murder One, Dancer Zero, Electric Glide, and the Blue. Oh,
Yep.
that's right. He was in Truman Capote's in Cold Blood.
Yes, he was.
Uh,
He was in
Judgment
that
Day, the
Truman
John
Capote
List
movie.
story. Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Now, most of these movies I never heard of. Secondhand
Well,
Hearts, Ripped
yeah,
Off.
because they were like the low budget. Because remember, in the 70s and 80s, they did a lot of those low budget
Right.
movies.
Oh, I remember Helltown.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a
Oh my
TV
god, I
series,
vaguely
though.
remember that. It is.
It is.
You might be mixing it up with Hell. Frog Goes to Helltown or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good.
So, but yeah, he didn't have a very illustrious career after his shows. I mean, I don't know if he was overranked or if you'd say that he didn't have a if he was underappreciated or not.
Well, if he hadn't gotten into trouble, he probably would have done much. He would have had much more of a career. But that whole thing with his wife kind of killed his career.
Okay. And then the next one you come up with that wasn't on my list, and I have no idea why, because this was a great show, The Streets of San
Yeah,
Francisco.
Carl Malden and uh, drawing a blank on the other, Kirk Douglas, right?
Yeah, Kirk Douglas's boy.
Michael Douglas.
Michael
Mike, yeah.
Douglas, that's right. Young Michael Douglas. That was such a good show. That was like one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's first roles in the United States.
Was
Was
that
on that
before or
show.
after his movie?
Well, that movie was an Italian-made movie that was dubbed in English,
Oh,
and
okay.
so
Oh.
it didn't really. Yeah, yeah. What was it called?
Pumped.
Hercules of the Streets or something.
Well, I'm
But
thinking of the movie Pumped.
Hercules in New York.
Pumped. Yeah, no, Pumped
Oh.
was after this. So in the episode of the Streets of San Francisco that Schwarzenegger was in, um, he gets invited back to this girl's apartment. And she asked us, well, what do you do? And all this. He said, well, promise not to laugh, right? So he
I'll
took off his
pump
shirt.
you up.
So he took off his shirt and started posing for her, right? And she snickers and he shakes her to death. He didn't mean to kill her. Then he goes into the police precinct to give himself up, and he sees how poorly people are being treated there. So he gets scared and he runs off, right? And then, but whenever people make fun of him, right, he like shakes, and that was the whole premise of the episode. And
He
but
couldn't stand to be laughed at.
right, and so in it was a good episode. Really was a good episode. I just remember it to this day. I don't, it's just one of those things. I remember several episodes, but that's the one that. And plus, Carl Malden. He was great.
Carl Malden is an actor that actually understood his craft.
He did, and that's the thing that.
He was a true actor. Everything from his role in Patton,
Yeah,
where see to I mean uh, it, to Streets of San Francisco to um, oh that damn I can't remember all the movies and such that he was in
it's
off the top of
because he
my.
was in a lot of them.
Oh no, what happened here? So something happened, and I don't know what it is. There we go. My thing stopped sharing or collapsed.
Oh no, you
Uh,
can't have that.
no. Uh, the one of my show things that comes back about the streets of San Francisco. Um, it was a buddy cop movie without being, or buddy cop without being buddy cop.
Yep.
Yeah, this wasn't a deal where they. I mean, it was the typical old curmudgeon detective trying to teach the young upstart who's got the law degree and everything else. Who comes out thinking he knows everything. It was definitely that, but it wasn't. It wasn't how what like the young guy's always wrong or the old guy's always wrong type thing.
Yeah, the old guy wasn't always right. The young guy wasn't always wrong.
Right. I mean, it showed different ways of doing things. It was actually, I mean, for the 70's, it was a good program. It didn't glorify anything. Let me put it that way. The uh, it showed bad cops being bad cops in some cases. So here we go. This is the Battlestar Galactica, not that piece of trash that everybody else seems to love.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
This
I
is the
love
real
that show.
Battlestar Galactica
Yeah.
with the real
God, this
Starbuck.
yeah, this is the real Starbuck. This is I mean, the yeah, this was the show. The only parts of the what got me on these is when in the latter couple of seasons, and all of a sudden their uniforms went pure white.
Yeah,
I
It
don't
was
even
like
really remember that.
oh my god, I sort of lost it. I mean, they started getting more preachy at that point.
yes,
Okay.
It started getting more the good versus evil versus the uh, the good guys being chased by the bad guys across outer space.
yeah. And well, remember at the very last episode when they find Earth and all that, um, and they're the um, they kind of got the whole. Um, that's when we first started seeing that whole taking care of the earth and all that kind of thing. The whole
Right.
environmentalist stuff started. That was pretty ham-fisted in this episode.
Yeah,
In that
they
episode,
got the last season they got really ham-fisted.
yeah.
Okay.
But the premise of the good guys, which is what this was, the good guys being chased across outer space by the bad guys,
Yeah.
and the evil robots,
The Cylons.
right? Which was the direct opposite of in $6 Million Man, the cybernetics and everything was good, and
Mm-hmm.
and then this one here, they were all evil.
Yep.
So, that eyeball, which came first, the eyeball and the Cylons, or the uh, that red dot going back and forth across Kit?
I think Cylons first.
Cylons, yeah, because Knight Rider was like the 80s.
Okay, because that I always thought that was that little special effect is just so creepy
Yep.
on the Cylons.
I like Baltar. He was so slimy. I know a lot of people hated him, but he was just such a weasel, ready to make a deal with anybody that held power over him. Yeah, I loved it so much.
And Lauren Green, I've got to knock Lauren Green on this. Lauren Green's acting in Battlestar Galactica was nothing more than Bonanza in a different outfit.
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
grandpa.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
He was Ben Cartwright in outer space.
Ah.
Yes, he was.
Now you reminded me. I like that fake dog they had, Daggett.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was the cutest thing.
I had the battery operated one that they sold in the stores.
They made one for of course they made one for the stores. Holy shit.
Yeah, I had one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I would have killed to have one of those.
And my brother crushed it.
No.
Yes, I had it about 6 weeks, and my brother crushed it. He couldn't stand the sound it made. That sound that it made. He was trying to stop it from barking. Okay, I'm not going to say I didn't take advantage of the fact that he didn't, that sound bothered him. And maybe tormented him a little bit with it, like hide it under his bed and then activate it.
Yeah.
So,
you're
yeah,
terrible.
Of course. Come on. There's three of us boys, and of course, and I was the oldest. Of course, I was going to pick on the younger two.
Right. Yeah, so it is different.
Of
course, I would.
Big brothers always pick on little brothers.
I'm looking for this thing.
What, for the toy Daggett?
Yeah. All right, you said it was remote controlled?
Yes, no.
Or no?
It was battery operated.
It was just battery powered.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of weird results because it's old and. I like his little bark. I don't really remember it, but.
Will you cut my hair?
Yeah, there were so many cool toys from Battlestar Galactica.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just make a mold for a plastic ship and just check them all out at the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. There you go. You want to see a picture of it?
Yes, please.
And I really liked those little starfighters they had. That was very cool.
There you go. 1979. Talking Daggett.
The one in the middle on the left? Oh, that is not a
All of
pretty
them.
toy at all.
No,
Oh.
No, it's not. But
none of them were.
none of them were
No, there
really.
was a couple of them. Like that one's kind of
Uh,
cute.
that's all plastic. It didn't do nothing.
I
Yeah.
know, it's just a figure. I
But
mean, if it could look like that and still have the fur, that would have been perfect. Oh, they're really cute.
oh, the posing on that could have been better though.
Yeah, it could have been. Looks like a
Uh,
pair of Daggets doing what pairs of
It, it,
Daggets do.
it looks like he's got a Daggett growing out of his groin.
Okay. Never thought of
It's
it
like
that way till you mentioned it, so
it
thanks.
looks like he's got two heads.
Yeah, that's what it does. Makes him look like he has two heads. Yeah.
Ah, it looks like he's standing up on his hind legs with another
Oh,
Daggett between his legs.
looks like him and the other Daggett are trying to make baby
I,
Daggets.
you know what, you guys,
Yeah, that's where my
I,
mind goes.
I
Yes.
couldn't just have this one thing.
Nope.
Couldn't let me have it. No, it's fine.
I'm sorry. No, I'm
It's
Blame it
okay.
not.
It's
on
over now.
Shroom.
No,
It's
I
his
know you're
fault.
not.
Oh, oops, that's what I want to share. There we go. Ah, but and then of course, now Dirk Benedict, he took his character from this and almost played the same type of character
The A team.
in the A Team.
Yeah.
He did.
And for the guy
Yeah.
that said, was it Duck Dog that said he liked Katie Sackhoff, screw you, man. I love you, but no, man. This is my Starbuck. She might be, I don't know. No, no. It's just him.
Oh yes, Sean, I do remember the original movie.
Okay, wasn't that like the first couple of episodes pinned together or something like that? I never saw the movie, so I don't know.
Oh,
No? Okay, that's
I
just me.
I don't remember.
Because I know they did that with what you call it,
Um,
Buck Rogers. They whatever. I thought the first two episodes were like a movie with that too, so I don't know. Was that in the movies?
Battlestar Galactica movie in 1978.
Okay.
So let's see here. Going to IMDb. Good God. I don't want cast and crew. I want what is the synopsis.
Yes.
It was the first three episodes.
Okay.
First three episodes of the 70s Battlestar series was released as a feature length movie.
There you go.
So there you go. The anyway, yes, they did make it to Earth in the very last episodes.
And then they made Galactica 1980, which is where they're actually on Earth.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that show sucked.
I never saw it. I read the novelization. It was actually pretty decent, but I never watched it.
I don't I didn't watch it. I was in the Air Force living in the dorms and didn't have most likely didn't have a TV yet in my
You
room,
didn't
and
miss anything.
the only TV I got to watch for the most part was I was either in out at in living in the dorms in Phoenix or living in dorms in Germany.
When was this?
So up till 84
Oh,
from uh, from 78 to 84 I was living in the dorms either in Phoenix or Germany. So
and in the real military, we say living in the barracks.
Oh my god.
Yes,
well,
that. Yes,
Here we
yes.
go.
I'm going to do that every single time he says dorms.
I know.
that that's I've been watching some videos put out by a female submariner.
Uh-oh.
She was on
Yes.
the Ohio, uh, a sonar tech.
Okay.
All right, and I've learned some new terms for naval, some new Navy terms, some of which I'm not certain how insulting they are
Well,
because
let's hear them. Let's hear
I
them.
need to look them up again.
Let's hear them.
So,
I'll tell you how insulting they are.
well, I don't remember them off the top of my head. I'll have to go and write them down.
What, like bubblehead?
Now, bubbleheads. Uh, one of them was a term for somebody that never spent any time, that spent all their time above water and never underwater.
What, a surface
Well,
puke?
now, like wave walker or something like that.
Wave walker. I just always knew them as surface peaks. They always called them surface peaks.
So,
Yeah, which I'm
and
not
then
upset
again,
about.
it may have been like, guys on the flight line call, and the Air Force called the guys over in CBPO and such nonners.
Yeah,
But,
well, we used to say skate for like certain people. They
you know,
skate through life. They don't work.
well, yeah, well, we had you got skates in every job, but
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. But yeah, Richard Hatch is another actor I felt that got underappreciated. He did
Yeah,
some
maybe.
nighttime soaps, but after this, but I don't remember him having too much of a career after.
No, he
He,
didn't really.
but all right, let's see what's next. Here we go. Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we all know that Kate Smith was the prettiest of them all. Or, I mean, Jacqueline Bisset.
You were real close. It was
You,
Jacqueline Smith.
Jacqueline Smith, yeah, that's who I meant. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where I got Bisset from. Oh, that's from that chick from the movie, underwater movie.
well,
Jacqueline Bisset.
you always had Cheryl Ladd too.
Yeah, see, after they lost the original three, it just wasn't as good. Cheryl Ladd, don't get me wrong, is like, yeah, that's just,
Didn't Cheryl Ladd replace Farrah Fawcett?
yes, because they needed the blonde.
No
Right.
love for Tanya Roberts.
No,
Yeah, Tanya Roberts was in it too.
a lot of love for Tanya Roberts.
Me too.
Actually, I never watched the show past the pilot. I saw the pilot on YouTube like a couple months ago, so I don't even know. I
Nah,
just like Tanya and Beast.
uh,
What was it? Sheena.
let's see. Yeah, uh, Tanya. Let's see. Tanya Roberts and Farrah Fawcett. They both had topless scenes in other movies.
Yes, they did.
Uh, I don't remember Kate Jackson or Jacqueline Smith ever showing off the tatas. And I think Cheryl Ladd did, but
Cheryl Ladd did quite a bit, actually.
but Charlie's Angels. I'm sorry. Other than the fact it was three very beautiful women, it's not that memorable of a show.
Are
That
you
was a good
kidding?
show.
It was a cute show. I mean, you've got three women working undercover. You know,
Yeah.
there weren't a lot of shows like that for women back then. It was, it was mainly male dominated. Oh, private investigator. In the seamiest part of Vegas or Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but, like when Jacqueline Smith went undercover and had to be in her bikini.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Other than them being in swimsuits and bikinis a lot or short dresses,
I don't know, man. I think if I were old enough to have watched it back then, I really would have liked that show.
You probably would have. I know my sister really liked it. I know I liked it.
but then again, like Ramen says, it was a break showing women doing something that's normally male dominated and using their sex appeal to get it done.
That's right.
So causing men to think with the little head instead of the big head to catch the bad guys.
And
So
there's
yeah,
an
why
issue with
not?
that?
No, men do get stupid around beautiful women.
Yes, they do.
Ramen, I'm really ashamed of you
What?
because I left you one hell of an opening there on purpose.
I'm
Open
not
the
on my.
barn doors wide for you to walk into it.
I'm
And,
not on my. I'm not at the
and,
top of my game today. I'm not gonna
and
lie.
you just left it be.
Yeah, I'm kind of distracted today. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
My ex just called me and I'm trying to figure out if it was a butt dial or he really meant to call me and change his mind or what. So my mind's
Ah,
spinning.
and the Daisy Dukes of Hazard.
Yes. That was based on a movie.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, it was. I saw the movie.
I never
And it was a
knew.
good movie, too. It's a pretty gritty movie. One of those 70s moonshining movies.
Ah, okay.
It was
But,
toned down for the TV series.
yes.
Right.
Now,
And,
Denver Pyle,
yes.
he was even back in the um, Andy Griffin show.
Yes, he was.
And his entire career was him spent playing an old man, the patriarch of a family.
That's right. Because he was the father of the Darlings, right?
Yes.
Ah.
His entire career was spent playing an old man. Think about it. Well, is that good or bad? You're in your
Well,
30s and you look and sound like an old man, so that's how they cast you.
well, remember back in the day, there was a lot of typecasting going on.
Yeah.
And so that was, once you got typecast into a role, that's the only role you ever played. And it's like George Papard, right?
Right.
He was typecast into that, kind of wise cracking, and that comes what from Kelly's Heroes, where he got first typecast in that kind of role. No, it wasn't Kelly's Heroes. It was something else. But he was always typecast, and that led to a downfall of a lot of people's careers.
They got stuck with one role and that was it.
Yeah.
Uncle Jesse there, Sean. The guy that played Boss Hogg, I don't think I ever saw him in anything before or after this show.
He was in stuff. Yes. He was one of those character actors.
Okay, yeah, I just don't remember him in anything other than this show, though.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Uh, okay, who played Boss Hogg? Here he is.
Sorrel Brooks was his
Right.
name. And
Oh, he was a stage actor,
yeah,
radio and stage actor. Oh, wow, he died in 1994.
You got a minute?
He, okay. He was in MASH, the TV series.
I did not even know that.
General Barker and Requiem for a Lightweight and which and Chief Surgeon Who, which marked the debut of Corporal Klinger. Huh. Oh, okay. After he did this, he did nothing but voice work. Performed voice work on TV shows and movies as a narrator or a cartoon character's voice, such as Scooby Doo meets the Boo Brothers, Gravedale High, and Rockadoodle. Okay.
Never heard of Gravedale High. Sounds cute.
So, okay. Anyway, this was another one of them shows that. Then of course there's Cooter.
Crazy Cooter.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep.
You know,
The
he
guy
has
who-
he has a museum, right?
Cooter
No, I didn't
does.
know.
Yeah. So
I know he was
where's-
elected to Congress.
Yeah, near Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, he has a museum there, and it has like the original General Lee in it, and a couple other cars from the Dukes of Hazzard in it.
Okay. I remember him getting elected to office.
Yeah, he did get elected
And-
into office.
I don't remember how much time he spent as a member of the House, but he was there for a while.
Yeah.
John
Well-
Snyder's been trying to recover his career here past few years, doing a lot of acting on Hallmark Channel and such.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of Christian movies.
Yep. Tom Wopat, he hasn't done much at all that I can remember.
He was in a couple movies, but that's about it.
Yep. Catherine Bach did not age gracefully.
No. That's okay because she's still really pretty.
Yes. But this is one of the shows that really helped. It played up to the stereotypical dumbass Southern people in the South are dumb. You know, it played up to that stereotype.
Well, the Duke boys were always outsmarting the sheriff in that. It played up to the stereotypical dumb sheriff kind of thing, but not so much dumb Southerners.
And so,
So,
but
yeah, that.
where would this world be though without Daisy Dukes?
Yeah, it'd be a sadder place. Not only that, but, the narrator and the guy who sang the song was Waylon
Uh,
Jennings.
yeah, Waylon Jennings did that. Yeah, but and you cannot find the General Lee anywhere anymore. You can't buy them unless it's third party
Yep, because of
because
the
of
Southern flag, the
because of
Southern
the
battle flag.
Confederate flag being on it. What a shame. All right. Starsky and Hutch. And their car was as big of a star as they were.
Oh, yeah. I remember several people when I was in high school bought that car and had it painted that way.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So there's another decent cop movie. A lot of cop movies in the 70s.
A lot of cop TV shows.
Yeah. Cop shows.
Yeah, there were. Most of the action series were cop shows. Because remember, in the 60s, it was all about the Western, right?
Right.
Paladin, Big Valley, um, the Riflemen have, um, stuff like that. F Troop, Branded.
Uh, Branded was one of my favorite shows.
Mine too, especially when they tore off his epaulets.
That the opening scene to the in the first episode was so classic.
Yeah, see, my favorite period of TV was the um, that between the late 60s, early 70s, when all the science fiction TV shows were on. When Star Trek and UFO in 1999, Time Tunnel, uh, the Land of the Giants, stuff like that.
All right.
That was my favorite period.
Outer Limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Night Gallery.
A lot of them shows are really
Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are my
go.
favorites.
Now, of all the cop shows, I'm gonna have to say this is probably my favorite. Telly Savalas and Kojak.
Who loves you, baby?
Him and his damn lollipops.
Yeah.
Them dum-dums. Always had a dum-dum stuck in his face.
It was very memorable.
I never liked off-brand lollipops. But anyway.
You don't like dum-dums?
Nah. I like the Charms Blow Pops. They taste better. They do. You remember the chocolate ones?
I do remember those.
Yes, I do remember those.
There you go.
But see, I was more of a licorice fan than a lollipop fan.
I do like licorice.
And
okay, all right. So,
I'm going to insult y'all. Black licorice is my favorite.
Yes, it is. It is the best.
Okay, all right. So, you're going to get me really spun up if you start talking about licorice, because licorice is a flavor. It's not a candy. Okay.
Whatever.
Just so you know. So the only licorice is black licorice, because licorice is a flavor, not a candy. So all these strawberry licorice and all that, it's not licorice.
I never liked Twizzlers.
So that being said, see, if you really want to get me spun up, then we can start talking about this, because licorice is a root, has a very distinctive taste. That black licorice is the only licorice. Because licorice is a flavor, it's not a candy.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure, and if you don't believe
I'm
me, look it up.
staying so out of this. So are you saying the only real licorice is licorice flavored licorice?
Yep. Black licorice is the only real licorice. Licorice is not a candy, it is a flavor. I'm now. Truman's furiously typing away at his keyboard looking it up.
Oh. When I was little, they used to sell chocolate licorice, but it didn't really taste like chocolate either. So that was kind of a
No, because
disappointment.
licorice is a root.
All
I
right.
know that.
It is
Okay.
a flavor. It's not a
Okay.
candy.
Licorice is the best flavor of candy. Jelly beans are the best candy.
Okay,
Okay.
they're not actually the best candy, but I do like black jelly beans, so that works.
I don't. I don't like anything that tastes like licorice or fennel.
So,
Wow. You
So
know they
we,
use fennel in sweet Italian sausage, though, right?
yeah. Well, I don't. I like spicy Italian, but yes, I
Oh my
do.
god.
But if you add too much, then that flavor, like like Drambuie and uh, pizzelles and stuff like that, they have a lot of fennel in it. I do not care for because I do not like the flavor of licorice at all. Do not like it.
okay.
Uncle Gar
And
does not like it.
all right. So, what it is here, all right. Yes, you are correct.
Of
Licorice is
course I
a
am.
flavor. Licorice is a flavor. However, much like uh, you've got uh, you uh, people say I'm going, like the Xerox, which was the original copy machines. Xerox then became go Xerox that, and it didn't matter what brand copy machine you were actually using.
Yes, that's
You knew
true.
what they were talking about, so it became a generic term.
Yes, and
So
licorice
while
has become a
licorice is
generic
a
term.
specific flavor, a specific item, it became a generic term for a type of candy. So licorice is good except for the ozo. Huh. Okay. I was not aware that licorice was also a medicine.
Yes, it was back in the old days. You used it for medicinal purposes. But no, I
That
am right. Licorice is not a candy, it is a flavor. So there you
yes,
go.
you
That's
are
all that's all that
100% right.
matters. That's all that matters. Is I was right.
And you see now what's going to happen though today now is I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to buy some licorice, which I would not have thought about until we had this discussion.
You're the one that brought it up. So it's your fault, and that's all
How
there
did
is
that
to it.
even come up?
Because Shroom often brings up weird stuff that doesn't really
We
matter.
got
Yeah.
talking about
He does things pushing off.
dum dums and
Oh, Kojak. Okay, I get it now. Thank you.
we went from Kojak to dum dums to charms to licorice.
Yep. See, because we do that. We leapfrog. See, we go places. We do things because we're like that.
And then I
It,
get lost and wonder how we got here.
it's the Kevin Bacon 6 degrees. Okay. One subject just sort of leads to the next, and pretty soon
Yeah.
we've gone so far off the beaten trail we don't know where we're at.
And we have to come back. Diversion is our strength.
All right, let's come back to speaking of colors. Let's go to the color green.
Color green. Oh, the
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah. So the part about the Incredible Hulk that I always found funny is they always called him David in the show because at that time Bruce had a negative connotation. The name Bruce. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Why?
Well, let me see if I can be sensitive about this because
Was
I have a hard time being
Bruce
sensitive because
Bruce
Bruce,
a slang for gay people?
well, yeah, it was a gay man's name.
Ah,
But we
You know,
had Bruce Jenner
Heath
back
Bruce.
then.
I know, but that was the thing, and that's the reason why they called him David Banner, David Bruce Banner, because the negative connotation of that. It was a gay man's name. I bet you guys didn't know that.
but you see the thing. Okay, the thing is, all right. Now coming back to this show, though, Lou Ferrigno was while he only had half the body for being the Hulk, but he played it so well because when you look at the Hulk in the comics and everything else,
Yeah, well, he's like 10 feet tall, and
right? He
but
well, Lou Ferrigno's. Oh, I didn't realize he was 6'4".
yeah, he's a
I
big
thought he
guy.
was shorter than that.
No, the okay. So of all the bodybuilders in the 70s and early 80s, the only one that was actually a shorter bodybuilder was Franco Columbo. Most all of them were over 6 foot tall.
Okay, so actually, he probably was the best actor they could get for that role. Then
Yeah,
being
yeah, because
being 6'4". I mean, yeah, that's
he's
taller
a
than
big
I
man.
am. Yeah, I thought he
No,
was. I thought he was 5'8", 5'9".
no, that'd be Franco Columbo.
Okay,
That would be Franco Columbo. He was shorter. But most all the bodybuilders of that time were over 6 foot tall. So you look at like all the big guys at the time, Schwarzenegger and trying to remember the other dude's name that was real big at the time. Drawing a complete blank, but yeah, he was 6 foot. He was over 6 foot tall. And remember, at this time, Lou Ferrigno was competing, with these guys, with against all the big guys at the time. So he had to be a taller man because Franco Columbo was the only shorter guy. All the rest of them were well over 6 foot tall. And you got to admit, at 6'4" and being a bodybuilder and everything, he was a pretty intimidating character. And he was also very hard of hearing. Boy, it just got silent.
well,
I'm sorry.
I okay. I did not know that he was hard of hearing.
Yes, he was almost deaf, and it gave him a speech impediment because he was hard of hearing. So if you ever hear him speak, like in some of the Marvel movies where he
Right.
did cameos and that, you hear him speak, you're like, well, that's kind of different. He did Franco Columbo, or I mean, Lou Ferrigno did a stint on The King of Queens for a while, and you hear him speak there. It sounds a little weird, a little different, but that's because he's hard of hearing.
I always got the thing about this that always got me was the wig they put on him
Yeah,
to
trying to make
to
him
try
look
to
more like
cover up
a
his
comic book
naturally
character.
curly hair.
Yeah, yeah, that wig did him no favors, that's for sure.
Nah, it did. The wig and them bushy eyebrows did him nothing. You know.
But it was part of the costuming, so
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, this is another one where they had the music to go with the transformation. And whenever he did anything, it was always done in slow mo
Yep.
to give it more of a dramatic appearance. But now, Sean saying that Lou actually bent all those bars in the breakout scenes.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me either. It wouldn't surprise me also they were, they weren't hardened steel to start with,
Right.
though. They may not have been made of tinfoil, but they weren't exactly hardened steel either. A softer lead, maybe.
Yeah.
But just in case Lou is having a bad day. Uh, but Bill Bixby, let's see, I remember Bill Bixby from Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Yeah, me too.
That's where I got my introduction to him, even though he'd
Who's
been
my
acting long
best
before then.
friend? Da, 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 da.
And now, see, Jack would have loved the nanny that was in that show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, the Asian lady.
right. No, notice how we always manage to bring other streamers into this show sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, um,
We do indeed do that quite often, don't we?
the this is just a fun show to watch when I was a kid. That comic book shows have always been around in one way or another. Comic book heroes.
Yes, they
They've been
have.
pretty much on TV constantly one way or another.
Superman, Batman, the Hulk,
Now,
Captain America, Spider-Man.
I don't remember too well. Yeah, the Captain America shows.
The
The
one in
ones
the
I remember were
70s was
cringe.
the one in the 70s was kind of cool because he had the motorcycle and everything.
It was still kind of cringe.
It was, but it's still at the time I watched it.
The the
Yeah,
the
I watched
guys who did that didn't have the same love of that product as, say, the guys that did this program, because this was actually extremely well done show.
it was.
The acting was good, the scripting was good, the that reporter that was Jack Colvin as the reporter that was chasing him from city to city always gave that that feeling of pressure on him.
Yeah.
It made it more tangible, made
Don't
the
make
threat
me angry.
made the threat more real.
Yeah.
So, and Bill Bixby did a great job as the soulful man who just wants to be left alone. Just let me live my life now so that I can, I've got to create a new life for myself. Let me do it.
Oh,
Without, I just want to settle down, but I can't because I got this dumbass reporter chasing me from town to town. So I do not remember this show.
what show's that?
The New Adventures of Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward.
It
A
wasn't the New
cartoon.
Adventures of Batman. Oh, cartoon?
Cartoon.
Neither do I.
I do not remember this. I am going to have to look this up and see if I can find it. I met. but I'm gonna have to see if I can find these somewhere. Uh, oh, there's only it ran from February to May of 1977, so extremely short run. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can track that down and give it, and watch them because I really want, having Adam West and Burt Ward doing the voiceovers. That's got to be. All right, of all the Batman, who's your favorite Batman of all the actors who played Batman?
Mm,
If you had to rank them, top three. And yes, you can include Sparkly Boy Batman.
Sparkly Boy Batman.
Yeah, this last one, The Batman or whatever the hell the name of that movie was.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Okay. It took me 3 days to watch it.
I would go with Michael Keaton, Adam West. Um, uh, uh, then Christian Bale. Then what? George Clooney or whatever it was. Oh no, the guy who played the accountant.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that would be my.
So Val Kilmer would not be in your top list there.
No,
Robert Pattinson is the other guy.
I forgot about Val Kilmer doing it. Actually, to tell you the truth.
All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Just swap your number one and two around for me. Adam West will always be my favorite Batman. Uh, then um, Michael Keaton, then Christian Bale. But that those are my top. Uh, I don't know who was worse, George Clooney or Val Kilmer. And what when
Did
I
George did George Clooney? No, George Clooney never played Batman, did he?
yeah, he did.
No, what movie was that? Oh yeah, that's right, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, George. And I'm saying when they played the roles, they played both roles, both as Bruce and as the Batman.
Yep.
Okay, you had to be the whole character. You had to be both characters. And now here's a name that I don't ever remember. A Canadian actor. I don't remember him being a Batman, but they're saying that he played a Batman. A guy
Who's
by the
that?
name of Will Arnett.
Wonder what movie that was.
It's not a movie.
Might have been on a TV show or one of the animated series.
It may have been. Oh, he was the Lego Batman voice.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, he was the Lego Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Will Arnett. Yes, yes. Yeah, I know he's a Canadian actor, but he's hosting the Lego Masters TV show right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's actually quite. He's been in a lot of American movies and stuff. So
I saw the Lego Batman movies, both of them, because my
I like them.
and they're good. They were better than they had any right to be.
You think?
Yeah, they were better than they had any right to be.
Yes.
But so I can't hate on them. I can't hate on them. Book them, Dano.
Hawaii Five O, Jack Lord. Yes. They tried to
Jack
reboot
Lord.
that show, and they screwed that up.
Oh, the remake. Yeah, the
Yeah.
reboot.
Yeah. They had Dano's son on it.
They too much gender swapping and everything else around where people our age who remember the original series, we're trying to tie the characters together and we can't. I think that's what kills me on the reboots of shows that I watched as a young man or as a teen, older teen and such, like Hawaii Five O. Then they reboot it, and I'm trying to connect the characters from the new show to the characters in the original series. And if I can't
Yeah.
draw a connection there, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like this new Night Court,
Yeah.
because I can, for the lead, at least for the lead, well, having John Larroquette back in reprising his role, but then bringing in somebody who is saying, "Hey, I'm not this person. I'm that person's daughter."
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see how somebody who grew up as Harry Anderson's child could turn into what they've got, what they're presenting on the show. So the connections are there well enough that I can enjoy the show. It brings back good memories.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mistake they make with a lot of these reboots is they don't try to draw on bringing back the good memories from the previous shows, from the original series. They just throw the same names up, but they don't. That's it. There's nothing there to the name of the character's name isn't enough to draw that connection for people like me. Am I just overthinking it or what?
No. Just
Or am I just being, that old fart that you mention these shows and this is what I think of and nothing else will ever work? But now Hawaii Five O though was a lot of minority actors were in it.
yes,
It was ahead of its time for a lot of things. So I really enjoyed, that's really a good series. We we talked about Bonanza once before, and here we are. We got a Adama in a cowboy clothes.
Yeah, you can't say too much bad about Bonanza
No,
and Michael Lauren and Little Joe and Dan Blocker's Hoss.
right. Dan Blocker. I watched a documentary on his life, and he had a really interesting life. He really did.
Yeah,
Uh, Michael Landon, from his No, I was a teenage werewolf. To was he in the Blob?
I don't remember.
Okay, but I'm sorry though. No, I always relayed more to Pernell Roberts.
Yeah, yeah. He was in the um, Pernell Roberts was when they did the a Mash reboot
Yeah,
TV series. Trapper John MD.
right.
He was in that.
But I, for some reason, I always found him as an actor very relatable.
Yeah, I can get that.
Uh, Lauren Green was everybody's father. He
Yeah,
was the father everybody wanted.
yeah. He was the original TV dad.
Yeah. Well, for our generation, at least.
Yeah, he was the original
Um,
TV dad, and his the way he played the character and everything. Later, later series where you had TV dads, they all kind of aspired to be him. Even Carl Winslow,
right.
who's another one of my favorite TV dads.
I have to go back to Danny Thomas as being another one of my favorite TV dads.
I get that.
Yeah, but then I'm just a a little bit more fonder of the older shows than you are.
Yeah, you really like a lot of really old and things.
So, but I mean, I wasn't a Father's Knows. I never did like Father's Knows Best.
Father knows best. I'm trying to remember who that was.
Uh, I don't know. I don't remember who played that. I can picture him, but I can't. Uh, come on, come on, come on. Who? Oh, that was Marcus Welby,
That's right.
Robert Young. Now, see, no, Marcus Welby. That was another good show. But and then Leave It to Beaver. That daddy there. That again, that's
Yeah,
another one
Ward
that I never.
Cleaver.
Yeah, Ward Cleaver was another one I never really cared for.
Hmm, I liked it. It was all right.
So that just leaves up a lot of jokes that Ramen would beat us up for talking about, for telling.
Oh yeah,
You know,
don't want to get beat up by ramen.
nah,
Never.
don't want to make Ramen mad at us.
Hey, you know my place. I'm just a woman.
So TV dads.
Oh,
Who was your favorite TV dad, Ramen?
Oh, you know, that's a hard one. I kind of always go back to the Huxtables because they weren't the stupid parents. Like in most of the series, I'd see like the kids were always tricking the parents, like, and they'd have these schemes, and the parent wouldn't find out, you know, unless it
Well,
was by accident or something, and you couldn't
and
fool these people.
TV dads of the 70's and 80's are notoriously idiots.
Yeah, yeah, but both parents were at least,
Well, a
what
lot.
was that
more
one with?
humanists.
What was that one with Michael J. Fox? Family Ties. Yeah,
Family ties.
that was.
I did like them.
I liked the show,
Yeah,
and everything, but talk about your quintessential stupid parents, right?
yeah.
Well,
Well, they were
they were
hippies.
smoked open hippies.
Yeah. I mean, the dad was nice and everything, but for pure smarts, I really liked that because the Huxtables were a little close to reality as far as that goes. You know your kids, you
Yeah, the
know.
Huxtables were. Um, definitely, definitely a more realistic show.
Yeah, as far as but I think the only time they ever got one over Cliff was when Rudy wanted to wear the summer dress for a fall birthday party.
Yeah,
And she was like, "Don't you think it's cute?" And he's like, "Oh, it's so cute." And, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't wear it." And he's like, "No, no, you have to wear that dress." And the mom had already told her, "No, you're not wearing that dress." And she almost got away with it.
yeah, but that's pretty realistic. That's pretty typical kids too, playing
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
parents
how they
against
play the
each other,
parents
and that.
against each other. Yeah, it's yeah.
That's
Or the
actually pretty relatable.
Yeah,
yeah.
you at least with my son, I learned early, very early. What
Mhm.
did your mother say?
Yes, yes.
And my wife, well, what did your father say? You know,
Uh-huh.
whenever the kid come to us for anything, the first question out of our mouth, well, what did your dad say? What did your mother say? You know,
Yes.
uh, yeah.
Oh God. What was
Wow.
the other one? When Vanessa got out of town, her and her friends borrowed one of the friends' brothers' cars and they went across into another state to see a rock band called The Wretched.
Yeah.
And the mom only found out because there was a gas leak on that street and they saw it on the news. And all the parents started calling each other because they all said they were at each other's houses. And then they put it together.
Yeah.
Talk about the worst fucking coincidence ever. But yeah, yeah, and she got Vanessa home and she was like, "But you wanted to see The Wretched." And she was all over that girl, yelling at her all across the house. And I love that shit. She's like, "Can I just take my punishment now?" And the mom is like lunging for her throat. Yeah, it was great.
Like I said, that was the most realistic of all the
Oh, yeah.
TV families. So I agree with you there.
Duck Dog brings up Andy Taylor as being a best TV dad.
Yeah, he
He
had
was
such a gentle way about him.
he was the original single dad, I think.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
he was, yeah.
And I mean, he was harsh when he needed to be harsh, but you could tell it hurt him as much to do it. When he really had to punish Opie, you could tell it hurt him to have to do it that way.
And Opie respected his dad. He was never really trying to trick him so much as, at least from a few episodes I saw.
He managed to play Barney Fife a few times.
He
I'm
played Barney
sure.
Five quite a bit, but then everybody did.
No, but it's like but it wasn't his dad he was trying to trick. He respected his dad and, you know, I think the worst TV parents were probably the Brady Bunch. Holy shit, that was awful.
Yeah.
They were
Oh,
idiots. I'm sorry. Those kids just ran circles around them.
I hated that show.
I did too. I really did.
If I had to say one show turned me off to sitcoms, it had to be the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. I don't know
What
why
about the
people love that
Partridge
show.
Family?
I love the Partridge Family. And yeah, I love
Yeah,
the Partridge.
The
Susan
more
Day kind
time
of
Susan, the
ate
more
my
airtime
life.
Susan Day got, the better I liked it.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and all the girls wanted to be Susan Day. She was just so pretty, and just you couldn't hate her.
Yeah, she had that typical 70s straight hair and all that kind of stuff.
Girl next door kind of look.
Yeah, she did. Of course, then, my sister was all in love with David Cassidy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
All the
he was a
girls were.
cutie.
I want to check something here real quick.
What are you doing? See, he wandered
All
off.
right. Now, just something I thought I remember hearing that I'm double checking on.
Uh oh.
What you thought you
Okay.
heard?
And because, Yes, that's what I thought. All right.
What?
Okay, there were rumors that Susan Day and David Cassidy were lovers on the show
She
during
had a
the
huge
time.
crush on him.
Right, but he didn't like her.
No, no. In fact, she had such sour grapes over it. She wouldn't come back for the anniversary show or whatever they had.
So
Yeah.
David Cassidy was not very didn't like her too much. But yeah,
Well, he really didn't want to be on the show towards the end. He wanted to do his own thing and make serious music. So, you know,
but anyway, there's always those rumors, between, did these two people ever actually hook up during their series? So now, how do we get from Bonanza to Susan Day and David Cassidy?
because it's 70 shows.
Yes,
Man, we went. Well, you're the one that started talking about favorite TV dads and shit.
that's true.
True.
Aaron Gray in the bodysuit.
Oh, there we
Yes.
go. I love
Yes.
Buck Rogers, though. I loved that show so much as a kid.
Yeah, Gil Gerard was okay, but Aaron Gray.
God. Yeah, I had
That's
a
just the
huge
reaction
little.
I expected when I threw
I
this
knew it.
picture out.
This isn't the first time. We knew where this was going to go.
But
Um,
you guys act like you don't even know me.
no, I knew you. That's why I
No,
didn't
we
even.
know you. That's why we're sitting here
Yeah.
laughing.
I'm like, I knew where this is going. Yeah, I had a huge little girl crush on Gil Gerard, though. He never really did anything after Buck Rogers, though, did he? No, he did. What is it? He did some kind of action show with that little kid from Indiana Jones, I think, or somebody else. Sidekicks or something. It was like a detective thing or something. I don't know. It was a
Yeah, he
cute
did
show, though.
sidekicks. Yeah.
God, I just popped in. But other than those two, he didn't really do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he did a couple movies and a couple things like that, but yeah, he didn't really do much afterwards. But Aaron
Yeah.
Gray, come on,
Yeah.
Aaron Gray.
I can't see how you pass up Princess Ardala, though.
I
Oh, in
don't.
a heartbeat.
In
Yeah,
that fucking
no.
bikini with the headgear on.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
See, I don't pass
now,
up either one of them, but it's just that, you know, Aaron Gray left such an indelible mark on my life.
And then she
So,
went on to do Silver Spoons, and she was still the same person pretty much. So,
pretty much,
yeah.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
yeah, Ricky Schroeder. Ugh.
I didn't really, I mean, I liked him, I guess, but I didn't have that, like, that preteen crush on him. For me, it was Derek. So, I liked his best friend, Derek. I still like Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. Yeah, you're not the only one.
You know what? He's in that, there was a Netflix show called The Ozark or The Ozarks or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Ozark.
I didn't see the last season of it, and I have to do it, but I really loved it up until they went on a little hiatus there for a while. I love that
Well,
show.
the first two seasons of that show were really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, really good. But
Oh,
that
yeah.
third season, I quit. I quit through the middle.
It
of
got
I
hard to
just-
watch sometimes because you knew people
Yeah.
were going to end up in a bad situation, and you didn't really want to see it.
let's see. Gil Gerard. He did voiceovers in. He was Megatronus in Transformers.
Megatron.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Then he was in Nice Guys, Surge of Power, Revenge of the Sequel, Space Captain, and Callista.
I've never heard of most of this stuff.
Star Trek Phase 2,
Never heard of that either. Was that a cartoon?
a TV series.
Never heard of Phase 2. And
This
I'm
is
a pretty hardcore Trek fan.
this is from 2004 to 2016. I remember hearing about, but I never thought it went anywhere.
Hmm. That's 12 years.
It died. Okay. Oh, it was never made it past the plot.
Uh,
Um,
Between plotting out, that's right. But he was supposed to play Admiral Sheehan in that. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking through IMDb his stuff since 2007, and it's all Nuclear Hurricane, The Bone Eater, Reptosaurus, Ghost Town, Dire Wolf, The
yeah, all
Lost
those.
Valentine, Blood Fair, Drop Dead Diva.
Yeah, all those low budget movies.
Yeah, very low budget stuff.
Which
But
there's something to be said for some of those.
yeah, so anyway, but Gil Gerard, I mean, he got his role. He made a ton of didn't make a ton of money, but he made good money doing it,
Yep.
and he's still remembered 30 years later for it.
Yeah.
So that he made his imprint on the American psyche. Now, this was my show. This was a show I never missed. Mission Impossible.
Yes.
And it's because of my love for this show and Peter Graves and his character that I refuse to watch the movies with Tom on Cruise, with Tom Cruise control. I have not watched a single one of them. So, but, and Barbara Bain, I mean, look at the cast here. I mean, very diverse cast. Hey, Roots, how you doing? But I will
It's Roots
never. I mean,
Calhoun.
I've actually got the entire series on DVD, the original Mission Impossible, and I break
I
them out,
don't.
and watch them on occasion because they're great shows to watch. And uh, Martin Landau being the master of disguises the way he was,
Yes, Martin
and
Landau was.
pulling off that rubber mask. I always waited for that scene. So, but yeah, I mean, because they turned Peter Graves' character into a traitor in the
Yeah,
okay,
that
that
was just
in,
sucks.
stupid.
in the Tom Cruise movies is why I refuse to watch them. Because they destroyed, when you destroy the primary character of a series like that, you can't expect fans of the original series to want to be able to watch it. So, I'm sorry to hear that, Roots. Well, maybe we can give you something to make it a little bit, meaningless in a different way, in a more pleasurable way.
What's that?
Roots asked him how he's doing. He said, Fridays are meaningless when you're unemployed.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So hopefully we can throw a little more enjoyable meaninglessness Say that 3 times real fast. I can't. I can't say it once. All right. What? The original Wonder Woman.
Yay! I love that
Yep.
show.
Again, this proved though that you could take a cartoon character like Wonder Woman, bring in, admittedly, a very attractive woman to play her, but have good scripting and good acting.
Yes. Yes, you could.
And they did. It, uh, and she doesn't get enough credit by the modern day, uh, by people today for how good of a job she did and what she did for this character back in the day.
No, she doesn't. She was on Two and a Half Men when the Carter was.
I never watched it.
I never did either. I had no idea.
Yeah, so she was on that episode of Two and a Half Men, which I watched because I liked it.
But yeah, Linda Carter, I did watch this show, and I was like, it was a good show.
Oh, I watch it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
every week.
yeah,
Who is it? Wasn't it Lyle Wagner that played Steve
yeah,
Trevor?
Yep.
yep. But
Yeah, Linda Carter. Come on.
okay.
Should look up the movie Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. She was in that as well.
Oh yes, that was actually a good movie.
Yes, it was.
And then we've got the Bionic Woman with Lindsay Wagner,
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
the tennis
From
star
Ojai, California.
the tennis star who became a super spy.
Yes.
I was not as big of a fan of this show as I was a $6 Million Man.
No, but it was still very watchable.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was definitely watchable. And by today's standards, it's a very good show. You know, um, again, good scripting, decent acting.
And they did crossovers with the $6 Million Man quite
Oh yeah,
often.
Yeah.
they did quite a few crossovers.
They had $6 Million Man on the show quite often.
Well, they did that to boost the ratings enough to keep it on the air. That'd be my guess. But yeah, all right. Logan's Run, the TV series.
I
I was
watched that.
I'm sorry, I walked
I
on
watched
all
it.
of you.
No, that's right. I watched it.
Were you a bigger fan of the show or the movie?
Oh, the movie. The movie had Jenny Agutter in it.
I'm looking here in the background. Doesn't that look like Farrah Fawcett in the background?
Yeah,
The
she
background
was in
art.
it.
What? I know she was in
Yeah,
the
she
original
was in
movie,
the
but
TV. Yeah, she was in the TV show too.
okay, I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
But then I haven't seen the show since the 70s, so
yeah, neither have I, but that's okay.
I remember watching it on occasion and not thinking it was as good as the movie, but I mean the the movie had a definite ending to it,
Yes.
and the if the TV show had been first, and then they ended the series, then brought out the movie to show how the whole system finally ended, that would have been better. Am I making myself somewhat clear?
Yeah, you are in a convoluted sort of weird way, but
Right.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember if the TV show was supposed to happen before the movie or not, as far as
Um,
timelines.
I don't remember either, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it was a good TV show. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was good.
Sci-fi. Okay. Chips. That was on the must-watch series.
Yes, it was.
You know why we watch Chips?
Why did you watch Chips?
Because you always watched it for in the first 5 minutes for the really big accident.
Okay.
That's because that's how every show started. It was that really big crash. It didn't start that way at first, but that's kind of how it.
Yeah. What was fun is Larry Wilcox hated the show.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, see, he was supposed to be the big star, and Eric
And Conch.
Estrada was supposed to be the second-hand man.
And it flipped so quick.
And yeah, and that really made Larry Wilcox mad.
Yep.
And he wanted to quit the show, but he couldn't because of contracts. The thing is, those Eric Estrada's career stagnated horribly after this show, and Larry Wilcox had a decent career, nothing amazing, but a
No.
decent career.
No.
I thought he kind of
His
disappeared.
no. Eric Estrada's career did not repeat, did not stagnate,
No.
not even close.
I,
As a matter of fact, he became such a huge star in Latin America. You know those
okay, I
TV
was talking about the
novellas.
American market. I've talked about the U.S. market.
Maybe so, but in Latin America, he became such a huge star that it's he did all these TV novellas and stuff, and yeah, he was a huge star. He did do a couple American movies, but for the most part, he um, in Latin America, he became a huge star, even
Right.
bigger than probably he would have here.
Yeah, that's well. I should have been a little more clear. In the American market, his career stagnated, but like you said, though, he was amazing. Made tons of money down South America, Mexico, Latin America.
Yeah,
So you're right. I I stand corrected for improper language use. But I the one scene in this that always that strikes out my memory. You know how when you watch TV shows, certain episodes always click to
Answer
you,
me. She says no. And after
and
1 minute,
and the reason why this clicks to me is because it happens to me almost. It happened to me almost every morning when I got off work after third shift. I'd be driving home from work, and I'm driving east, and there's a few areas as I'm driving home that sun would be right in my eyes and I could not see. You know, simply can't see what's going on right in front of you like you should be able to. And there was one episode where uh, the one of the female cops was in a really horrible accident because of the sun reflecting off of a mirror that was being delivered, or a sheet of glass that was being delivered to some house.
Yeah.
And it blinded her, and she ended up in an accident. And so I always go back to that that one particular episode pops back in my brain every morning when I drove home from work. You know, am I going to get hit? Am I going to get into an accident because that damn sun in my eyes or someone else's? But yeah, and of course, the and in a way though, you think of Chips as a modern day Western, in the fact they swapped out horses for motorcycles.
Yeah.
So good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And speaking of modern day Westerns, Gunsmoke.
Oh.
James Arness, Dennis Weaver, Milbourne Stone, Amanda Blake.
Miss Kitty.
Yep.
No, I liked Festus. He was kind of my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Festus is all right, but Dennis Weaver's character was, and Burt Reynolds' character was okay.
Yeah, didn't he play trying to remember the name, Rowdy or something? I can't remember the name of his character now. It's
Let's see here. Quint.
yeah, there you go.
He played Quint. So, but yeah, James Arness. Now, have y'all ever listened to? I already know the answer to this. Y'all never listened to the radio uh, Gunsmoke
How old do you
teleplays
think
bit.
I am?
Hey, I just listened to these in the past year.
God.
Okay, I just listened to the entire thing in the past year with uh, Cannon as James Arness.
Yeah.
Okay, as Cannon doing the Matt role. So, but Milburn Stone was in both of them. He did.
Yeah, he was the doc.
You're right. Doc crossed over between both of them. But yeah, I mean, so you don't have to be that old to listen to the radio shows. They're on YouTube, for God's sake.
Now, when I was a kid, I used to listen to Radio Mystery Theater out of Oklahoma City. You know, and, at night when you got the skip over the short band, you could listen to radio from. I was living in Colorado, and you could get radio from Oklahoma.
What the hell? All right. Gunsmoke Festus was the first openly gay character on TV. Oh, bull.
I didn't know he was gay.
He wasn't.
He was a bachelor, but are we saying
Are
all
you
bachelors
fucking
are
kidding
gay?
me?
What?
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Were there any overtly gay characters in the 60s on TV regularly?
All right. Here's where. Okay. Let me.
All right.
Okay. Stop sharing. Share. All right. So let's listen to this. 17 seconds.
Sweet Billy, I always did say that you's my favorite nephew, and I'll just be plumb proud to find you the best she-male there is in Dodge City.
That's what they're saying is makes him the first openly
Oh.
gay character. Boy, talk about using about stretch arms. Stretch Armstrong can't stretch that far. Ah, anyway. Gunsmoke, though, that one of my father's favorite shows. Used to watch. So, and what father wanted to watch, father watched.
Yeah, that's how it worked
This,
in my house too.
this was back in the day when you had one TV and you were your dad's remote control. All right, and his son had go out and adjust the TV. Let the TV antenna. Let's see if we get this picture in a little bit better. So you have to go outside and wait for him to hook up a relay of my dad yelling to one of my brothers who would yell at me as I'm out turning the outside antenna. So I'd have to turn it a little bit, then stop, turn it a little bit and stop because had to wait to give him a chance to see the change, and then for him to yell whether or not it was good or no. Yeah, where'd the clicker? Adam 12.
That was a cop show, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was a cop show. It actually had a lot of spin-offs. Emergency was a spin-off. There was going to be another spin-off with what's his name from NCIS.
I don't know.
This I can't think of his name. Damn
I
it!
don't watch it. I don't know. There
Oh,
was
I
an
hate
emergency board game, though. I remember that.
Mark Hamill, and I got it before I pulled it up before it
Yay.
hit, but or Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon.
Oh,
That's
Mark
what.
Harmon. I was
Yeah,
like, is it,
Mark
was he a little
Harmon.
young?
Mark Harmon was they were going to do a spinoff of the spinoff, and Mark Harmon was supposed to star in it. Yes, he was very young at the time, and this was a dog catcher, animal control show.
Oh, that could have been
You know,
interesting.
in California, you got mountain lions and you got bears and all kinds of other
Yeah.
wild critters there in California that you could make an interesting series out of animal control,
Uh-huh.
dealing with wild animals and such. But these are all shows that were spinning off of Adam 12.
Yeah.
And so, oh yeah, I heard about that. Roots making Luke Skywalker a gay man.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, Disney's making is retconning. After he kissed his sister, that turned him gay. uh,
I can't do this.
Angie Dickinson and Policewoman.
Oh, I forgot that existed. Okay.
My mom liked this show. Yeah, Ruth, they're ruining everything. But not a whole lot to say about Policewoman. I mean, you know, it's like Cagney and Lacey. They both bored me. I was hoping you guys had something good to say about them. I mean,
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I was
A-
a kid. That would have bored me too.
Angie Dickinson. Angie Dickinson was a decent actress.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cagney and Lacey. I don't know. I guess she
You
was.
know, Walt Cagney and Lacey. I mean, decent actresses, but I mean,
Eh,
whatever. Now here we go. This will get Dar back. Space 1999.
I never saw that.
This
I
was a
heard of it.
Brit. This is British sci-fi.
Oh, okay, okay.
What Martin Landau, Barbara Bain. Now, Nick Tate doesn't ring a bell as far as being as being an actor. So, he's Australian actor, and then he's in Australian TV afterwards. He's Australian actor. Did Space 1999. Then went back to Australia and did soap operas.
See, I never heard of that one until I was older.
What,
But
Space 1999?
yeah, but we didn't get a lot of. I mean, I was in New York, so we didn't get a lot of British programming. And
Right.
when we did, it was actually in New Jersey, and we had to fiddle with UHF to watch it, and it'd be all snowy and garbled, and it would be hard to watch it. So
Ah,
so all we got was like Doctor Who, and a local channel did have Blake Seven, which was fun, and that was
right.
it.
Okay. Now, the Space 1999 had an interesting premise. All right. In the opening episode set in 1999, nuclear waste stored on the moon's far side explodes, knocking the moon out of orbit,
Uh oh.
sending it, as well as the 311 inhabitants of Moonbase Alpha, hurtling uncontrollably into space.
Huh.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a fun show to watch. You know, but for as an American watching a British made TV series, and British television is way different than American television.
It really is.
Okay. I'm not going to say it's better. I'm not going to say it's worse. I'm just going to say it's
It's different.
way different. So, uh, just you have to get used to it to appreciate it. It wasn't British. It was just filmed there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's according to Data Wasteland.
Thank you
Roots,
for
when you
sharing.
grow, out where I grew up, you know, remember I grew up on a working farm, and when the chores were done, you were a lot of times you were too tired to do a whole heck of a lot. So, and on the rare occasions that my mom and dad weren't controlling the television and my older sister wasn't controlling the television, I got to watch shows like Space 1999 and Star Trek. In fact, it's because of that is why I built my first television and how I got involved into working with electronics. Because my parents grew up fairly poor and they weren't going to buy a TV for me, so I went to the junkyard and built a monstrosity that picked up a couple of channels. Oh, UFO, yes, I remember the show UFO. That was good. And yes, I do remember Thunderbirds. Okay, how about? Oh man, we're past 11 o'clock. Dar, I'm sorry, bud.
Okay.
I apologize carrying this way past the 2 hour mark. That's why we've lost Dar. He's taking care of business. Well, we'll just have to finish this up next week.
Yay.
Yay! I'm glad I saved this file. Yeah, Thunderbirds with puppets. Uh,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll start off next week with Kung Fu. But anyway, let me stop sharing the screen there. This is what I was telling the wife. The wife and I were having a discussion this morning that because I'm still trying to get myself coordinated and not working and trying to build a schedule for myself.
Yeah.
And normally where I'd had an alarm set to tell me it's 11 o'clock and I needed to get off this thing because I got to get things ready for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer have that alarm set on Fridays.
Oh.
So, hey Pat, how you doing? Yeah,
Hey, Pat.
uh, we're past 11, and that's when we normally shut down because Dar's got to go back to work. You ever want to pop on, especially on a Friday stream, but if you ever want to pop on, Pat, man, uh, I'll start sending you links where you can get into it whenever you want because you're always more than welcome.
Yay.
But anyway, yeah, we'll do more 70s TV shows next week, 70s and 80s. But everybody try to have a good day. Any words of wisdom there, Ms. Raman?
Are you kidding?
No.
Words of wisdom. I don't know. I got nothing, yo. It's too early.
Too early, but you've been up for at least 2 hours.
And I went to bed at 5. I mean, you know.
Oh, you went to bed when I got up.
Dude, I could not sleep. I tried so hard.
I got up this morning. The wife had to go to work, so I got up and took some yellow potatoes, some golds, sliced them up, pan fried them,
Oh.
fried up some venison sausage,
Ooh.
put them into a cast iron skillet, sprinkled some cheese on them, tossed them in the broiler, melted the cheese down while pan frying up some eggs over easy.
Oh, man.
And that was breakfast I made for the wife this morning.
I want to have breakfast at your house. Damn.
Nice, easy, simple breakfast, very filling. Give her plenty of, she can make it through till lunch without getting hungry.
That sounds great.
So,
No, man. I took so many allergy pills last night, and I thought it would help me go to sleep. Nope. Nope. It was like those pills were made of caffeine. I don't know what happened.
okay. Well, as we're going to do, then everybody, we'll be back later. Y'all have a good day. And as always, be with the ones you love the ones that you're with, and have a good weekend.